Hello ladies. Okay, so we're going to be making this sweet little lamb wreath. Isn't he adorable? I'm hoping that you can see and there's not a glare, but we're going to be using a pine wreath base, but you're not going to be able to see it by the time we get through and all the things that we add in. So I just wanted to show you guys, it comes flat and kind of strange whenever you get it, but you want to always come in and fluff it up. Just pull the tinsel ties, the pine needles in the way that they should go. I keep the ones on the top ring. This is a 2-ring base. So you want to find one that has the outside ring and then it's kind of elevated from the inside ring, and sometimes it'll be a lot wider, sometimes this one's a little bit shorter, but it kind of depends. This is a 24-inch base, I'm pretty sure. I don't have my mat. I left it at my daughter-in-law's when I did the carrot video. I'm still staying with her. I'm going to be there a few more days and then I'll be back home. So they just went to the hospital. They think that the jaundice didn't go away, so I should be getting something from them within the next little bit, I'm hoping. So if you could just put her in my prayers, that would be greatly appreciated. Okay, so that's it. That's our pine wreath base, just fluffed. And now we're going to set this aside, and we're going to be pulling out our Deco mesh. Clean up my table just a tad bit. I love to use the pine wreath base because you have a little bit of flexibility with it, and everything doesn't always show up, which is great. I'm just going to guesstimate, and I'm going to put it over so that it doesn't roll that way, so that it stays. But I want to do it about 10 inches, and I guess I could have put a line on my table. Let's do that. I think I brought in this will give me a little bit. I'll put a mark right here. I'm going to need it for my bows anyway. So I'm going to put, this is going to be 10 inches. I do this when I have wreath making classes because I can't give everyone a mat. I'm going to do 11 inches and this is going to be 12 inches. So I'm going to go 10, 11, and 12. You can just write it on a table, or you can put tape on the tables that I have. This one I don't care if it gets dirty because it's already dirty. But if you have a new table, just put your piece of tape on there and then you can kind of mark off where you want it to be. And that'll kind of give you a guideline. So I'm just going to cut me some of these. And they don't have to be perfect. So today I'm going to be doing the ruffle technique. So all I'm going to do is lay it on the table and I'm going to ruffle it up. And it's just going to make this sweet little ruffle. I'm going to come right on the top. I'm going to start with the top ring first. And then I'm going to come around to the other side and I'm just going to try to make things even. So whatever I did on that side, I'm going to come on this side. Just directly across from it. Okay, let's go over here in the middle. So I'm going to see if I can find the exact middle. Don't worry if your mesh frays, because it's just going to, it's just part of it. We're going to use the other colors. I'm gonna do ruffles with this color, and then I'm gonna come back in with the other colors and we'll add in some loops, some curls. Use the curl method. You can come back in now to kind of fill in. When I get done, I'll have a number for you to know how many I had to cut. Most of the time I don't even think about where I place it. I just come in and I'll just go all the way around the wreath and then come back. But I kind of wanted to have a method for you guys to follow whenever you first start. You'll notice as you go that a lot of them get covered up, so it's not like everything has to be so perfect. Okay, so let me see how many I have. I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the top. So 4 corners, 4 for across, and then I have the filler ends. And then I'll tell you how many total when I get through. Okay, now we're going to add some of these to the bottom ring. And I'm just gonna go in between each one. Find me 2 tinsels, and if you can't find a second tinsel, you can always just curl the just one around it, it'll hold it. I do that a lot of times with ribbons or flowers. I can't find. So I'm just going in each. In between each one. That way it kind of simulates the Deco mesh wreath. You know how they have them on the top and then the bottom one's kind of a little bit off. Really find pine base wreaths right now, but you know what I do is I stack up with them for them on Christmas, because you can buy them all day long, 80% off usually if you get there the day that they go on sale at Hobby Lobby, or even Michael's usually will have a bunch. Because I love working with them. They're one of my favorites. Even for Deco mesh, or you can just do floral. You've seen some of the videos where we just do floral, but I also love Deco mesh with it. It helps really hide the base. I forgot how exhausting it is to have a newborn. I've been doing the morning shift and some of the night shift, and but I'm hoping that maybe there's the reason why she's staying up a little bit is because of the jaundice. All right, so now, see how that just completely, since I started with all of them, then I had a space in between, and it just works out where it ends up being wonderful. So I hope that you can see, and if not, I'll show you the picture later. But we're through with that base. Now I want to stick this to the side, and I thought that I would bring in these 2 colors, the pink and this white that kind of goes with the lamb. And these were already cut. I must have used them on another project, but I want them to be, this one's 10 inches. I want it to be 10 inches. Also, this one's kind of crooked, but they don't have to be perfect, especially for the curls, because we're going to be curling them, and you won't even notice. So I'm gonna put that right there. Hold it. So I'm gonna cut. Let's cut 4 of each. I've already got 3 of the pink, and then we'll cut 3 more. So I don't need any more pink. So now it's just about the white. All right, I need 1 more of the white. Okay, so let's go ahead and decide where we want to place our sign. We're going to be using this sweet little sign right here that says it's not about the bunny, it's all about the lamb, and I love that. I got it from Jane's front door decor, and it's a metal sign. It also comes with some ways to hold it, attach it. So let me find some pipe cleaners. And I'm wishing that it had another hole down here at the bottom. And I don't think, I know there's a metal tool that you can use. I wonder if I could poke a hole in it with my, oops, I don't want that color, with my og, or awl. That's what it's called. I don't know. Let's see what happens. I didn't know I was going to do tool time today. All right, that did the job. Yay. So I'm going to stick this in the bottom. And I'm going to decide kind of where I want to place my sign. Let me grab another pipe cleaner. So I think that I'm thinking I want the lamb probably in that area, and then possibly the sign. I don't want to cover up the sign with the lamb, but I'm thinking a bow down here, the lamb up at the top. So let's go ahead and attach the lamb. I know that I want him right about there. I want to take this off first. We're going to decorate up his, uh-oh, I broke my wire cutters. Oh, there it goes. I took off the stuff that he had on because it had these purple flowers and they didn't really go. Actually, it was these right here. So I want to put some other little flowers on him and then maybe possibly a little bit more. We could even put a bow on his neck, whatever we can decide to come up with. But I'm thinking that I'm going to use zip ties. I'm going to zip tie him in to the base with his legs. So I'm going to have one coming, let's see where I can find a place. One coming right through the base of the wheel, and this one leg is broken, came broken from the store, I think. But I did get a discount. But I'm hoping that it's gonna hold it. I'm thinking that it is. So let's go to this other side. He's very, very lightweight, so I feel like we can get away with putting these zip ties on. Okay, go ahead and cut off the ties. And the reason why I didn't put the curls on yet is because I didn't want to worry about covering them up. So, how do I want the land? Just like that. I'm not going to tighten it all the way because I don't know how far in that I want it. So I'm just going to tighten it a little. And down here at the bottom. I'm going to put a bow right underneath this, so you're not going to see that tie. So if I wanted to put a bow down here at the bottom, let's move some stuff up and around a little bit. Find your tinsel ties, bring them forward because we're going to use them to put some curls in. So just kind of gather everything around it, put everything back around, and then this is what you have. The little lamb at the top. I probably am going to put a little bow right here, and then I'm going to have a big hanging bow so that it's kind of proportionate. Okay, and then we can fill in around the edges of our sweet little lamb. Okay, let's go ahead and stick this to the side, and let's get our bows. Let's make a bow. So I gave you guys the list for these ribbons. Can you see them? But I'm wondering if I want to bring in this. I got this from Craft Outlet also. It's one of those plaid ones that you can see through, but it's got some, looks kind of woolly little plaid on it. So I thought that that would be kind of fun. So I have to decide, do I want it up front, or this to be in the back? And I think that's how I'm going to position it. Okay, so I've got the pretty pink up front, the floral, this plaid, and then the gingham and the polka dot. Okay? Okay, we could do one of two things. Let's go ahead and make our little bow. I don't know if anybody has one of these or has ever seen one of these, but for my new girls, I thought if you're having trouble making bows, this is called the Easy Bow Maker. And it's really nice because you can, if you can't make bows, this will help you. And it doesn't cost very much. I can't remember how much I paid, but I want to say it was around $10, if not less. So let's make one using this. And they have measurements on here, and it tells you the loop size. So I always make my loops on that back side about 6 inches, which means that it's going to end up being 12. You can decide how far you want to bring your tails. It says 8 and 8, which is probably 16. So I'm going to go 16 inches with my tail. You're going to poke this down, and you're going to twist. Okay, and that's going to give you that one side. Then you're just going to come on this other side. I wonder if I should turn this around. Because I'm not used to using a bow machine, you're going to see how hard it is to change doing something, but you want to be able to do it, because what if you one day can't tie bows and you need an extra way? So I'm learning how to use this thing. So you're pointing it down there, and then you're twisting. And the reason why you're twisting is because you want this ugly side to be underneath. So I'm hoping that you guys can see this. Okay, 6 inches. Then I'm going to come on this side, and I'm going to do another 6 inches. Okay, and I'm going to stick it down inside here. Maybe. Bring it out as far as I don't squish the bow all the way down, but this is going to tell you how to do this. And I'm going to make 2 of these loops on the back. Okay, so you're going to switch it around where the pretty side, the ugly side is again, so that's going to be the 2 bows that kind of go at the top. I'm going to do another 6 inches, so I'm just going to bring it over, stick it down, okay, hold your bow there, then I'm going to twist it, okay, get that down inside, and now I'm going to do another one on this side. So 6 inches, slip it down in there, hold it where it needs to be, and then just make a twist. And this side you don't have to bring the other side, the ugly side, because you're going to need to make it the same. So you should have 2 loops just like that. Okay? So now I'm just going to bring this down to the bottom. Make sure your loops stay in there. Down to the bottom, and I'm going to cut this side the same as the other side. Okay? Alright, so now we're going to do our next color, which is going to be this plaid color. And I'm going to do this a little bit shorter. I'm going to do the back one about 2 inches longer, so I'm going to bring that up just a little bit. So that would probably be, what is 16 minus 2? 14. Okay? This bow, ribbon, is the same color on both sides. So if you didn't want to pinch and twist, you wouldn't have to. Okay? And something is wrong with my deals. I probably need to take it out so that it isn't flopping around. But this time I'm going to come in just a little bit from the 6. So that's going to be probably 5.5. Okay? Stick that in there. I'm going to come on the other side and do the same, about 5.5. And then I'm going to pull these down. Okay? So I've got 5.5 and 5.5. And I'm really sad that those don't stay tight. They're supposed to be very tight, but I think one of my deals has a bow in it. So because of that bow in the stick, it keeps it from being solid. But you get the gist of it. I'm going to take that out and turn it around the opposite way. And I'm only going to make this, I'll make one bow this way, and then I'll make the smaller bow by hand. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. Move this out of the way. We're going to bring this one in now. So I'm going to bring it a little bit up a little bit. So this one will be 12 inches. Squish it down. Okay. Put this down here. I'm going to do it about 5.5 inches too. Another 5.5 inches. it's that simple. You see, it's the same process over and over again. All right, let's do the top little bow. And again, I'm just gonna make it a little bit shorter. Twist it, put that ugly side up, twist it in. This one I'm gonna make about 5 inches. So if you can pull it apart, find your 5 inches. Twist it where the ugly side is coming up. Find your 5 inches. Twist it where this one's coming down. And again, I'm going to cut it a little bit shorter. Okay, and there you have you a nice bow with all of our stuff showing. And if you want to, you can, twist out the parts that you want to be. Let me grab my pipe cleaner. I'm going to go right underneath to the side. I'm going to pull it up a little bit. I'm not going to let go of it. Pull it out. I'm going to pull that to the back, keep my thumb in the center. And then on the back of the wreath, I'm going to add another another zip tie. Okay? And then I'm going to pull it as tight as I can get it. So that helps you if you're not used to making a bow, or you happen to be new to the group. Just kind of gives you an idea. When we get it on the on our wreath, we'll do a little fluffing, but let's go ahead and make another bow. That's the first big bow. I want to make another smaller bow, so let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to have the tails on this one probably about 10 inches. So I start with a smaller bow. I'm going to go 10 inches for the loop, scrunch behind that finger, twist just like we did in that machine. Uh-oh. I do want to twist. So twist so that the pretty side's up. Grab me 10 inches because we're working towards the back with this one, so everything's a little bit different. Okay. I'm gonna pull out about 10 inches with this one too. Okay. Grab me another 10 inches with this. Scrunch behind that one finger. I'm going to do 11 inches with this one. Okay. I don't have to twist this one because of the same color on both sides. So twist. Bring it out. And I'm going to cut. Okay. One more of this color. Scrunch behind. I'm going to do 11 inches with these also because it's going to be like the second loop to that one. And then I'm going to do 11 inches like that. Twist. Line my stuff up. Cut it. Now, you can decide if you want to only do a small bow up there in that corner, which I think I'm going to. I think I'm not going to make it. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to add one more. Let's add one of these tans just so the bows kind of match. So 10 inches, I'm scrunching behind that finger. I'm going to do 12 inches. Scrunch behind that finger. Twist. 12 more inches. Scrunch behind that finger. And twist. Okay, so I'm just holding it all with that one finger. I'm going to fold the pipe cleaner in half, stick stick it right behind my thumb, just like we did with the other. Let me go ahead and cut this off because it'll be in my way. And I'm gonna twist. So we're just twisting a little bit. And I'll fluff it when we get it on our wreath. Okay, let's go ahead and stick this down inside. Actually, I gotta cut this off. Cut off your tie that is holding it together. And then we're gonna use this other one to tie it into place. So I'm gonna go around the back with both sides. And this is gonna be just like the other kind of hunt and feel. Okay, you don't have to put it all the way down in there. That way we can kind of move it around. I'm not going to worry about the tails. As soon as we get our bows on, I'm going to take you up to the wreath stand. Let's go ahead and put that bow on. There's that one. Isn't that sweet? So I'm going to come up here to this other corner by the lamb. I'm going to tuck in this tinsel tie because I'm not going to use it anymore, and twist it around the back. Get my bow. I'm gonna stick my bow right inside there, right up next to the little lamb. Twist it around a little bit. I don't cut off the tie on this one either because I'm not sure. Neither did I on the sign till the very end, because then I can make sure I put everything in the position that I want it to be in. Okay, this one seems shorter, so I'm gonna bring it around here, bring the longer one here. So I'm crisscrossing. So I'm doing one this way and one this way, okay? And then I'm gonna come and do the same. And we'll cut off those tails in a little bit. Okay, same with those. So I'm gonna cut these off. You never know how much you're gonna cut off. I'm gonna curl these up because they're so long. Just curl them. That way you just have some cute curls going on. And these we can dovetail. And that's going to make that a point. I don't want a point. I'm going to cut this one at a dovetail also. Okay. These I'm just going to cut at an angle. I'm going to do the same on this other side. Cute. And this is what we have. So I'm going to take y'all up to the wreath base so that you can see us working up there, and then we're going to add in our florals. See you in just a minute. Okay, so I'm ready to add some stuff in. Loving the bows. I'm trying to decide now where we're going to use some of this curly mesh. I'm just going to make some curls. So I just curl it up. You can squish it in the center if you want to. And you can just come in, open you a tinsel tie, stick one in. And wherever I stick one in on this side, I want to go in on the opposite side. So again, just making me some curls. And it doesn't have to be really tight. So I'm going to stick one in right here, and I guess you guys can't see, This is why I tell you to pull out the ties, because now it's fun to find where they are. And this one's underneath, so I'm going to undo it. Okay, so I'm going to do one there. I'm going to go up behind the little lamb. So I'm just placing in all the pink ones first. It's easier if you deal with one item at a time. So I've got this right here. And I'm short. So it's going to be kind of interesting. Usually I do this part on the table, but I thought maybe you guys could see better. Got one over there. I'm going to come down here on the bottom, over here. Okay, so we're just adding in color. I've got one more of these. Let's go right above the bow. So it's kind of like that one's in every other one. Okay, and it's okay that these two are touching because we're going to have some white somewhere that are touching too. So again, I'm just going to curl up the white. I'm going to come down here by the sign. I'm going to come over here to the other side. And if I feel like I need to cut some more of these, I can. I don't want to cover you guys up. I want to put one right here by this lamb. All right. I'm going to go right here. This bow, fix the bow back. I need something down here on this side. Okay, I probably need to cut a few more. So let me take this down and see if you guys can see what we've got. So I want to make sure that I fill in some other areas, especially on this outside edge. So right now I'm just looking for holes. So I'm going to cut, so that was, how many did I cut of those? 1, 2, 3. I cut 4 of each. So I'm going to go ahead and cut me, let's do 3 more of each. Okay. So I'm going to start with the white. I need one right here. In between those two, I've got one right there. I need to go on the outside edge. And I've got a pink one up there. I've got a pink one down here. So excuse me while I go to the other side. And I need a white one right there. I'm going to put a pink one down here. Fluff out my curls a little bit. I'm going to need one more white. I need a white one. And you are going to have some that match up because that's just the way it happens. But you're not going to be able to see them by the time, you're not even going to pay attention to those. Okay, I'm going to get another one down here. So this is what we have. See, now it's all filled out. We've got the stuff on the sides. Looking pretty good. The reason why I didn't put those on first is because I don't want to worry about anything in here. I didn't need anything behind the lamb. I don't know anything where the bow is, because there's quite a bit going on with the bow, so there's no reason to add extra underneath it. And it'll save you a little bit of money, and your customer a little bit of money for things that aren't wasted. Okay, so now I want to go to my spray. You guys can use any kind of big flower that you can find. I have 3 of these big pink ones, and that's the ones I want to use first. And I may only use 2 of them, but let's cut off all 3. I don't know what I'm going to use. So I'm thinking that I want something right over here by this bow. And I want something over here by the lamb. And I probably could do them, whatever I do over here, do something that's kind of closer over here. And then if we wanted to use that last one, because we like to work in threes, you could always do something maybe right above the little lamb. That might be kind of cute, but it's going to be kind of hidden behind the bow, but I feel like it's still okay. Actually, you know what? I'm going to move that over a little bit. Okay, then we've got our triangle effect going on right there. It came with some white flowers on it. I'm just going to go ahead and cut them off because we've got some white in there. And you could double these up. You could put something right by the other flower. You know, do it a tier step kind of if you wanted to. And I can take this other one and do the same thing. Kind of poke it in wherever you want to. I think that's kind of cute. Step back and look at it. I need that one to go that way. Since we like them, I'm going to go ahead and glue them in. So let's just take this little head out. I don't really need the end on it because it's not serving a purpose, so I'm just going to cut it off. And I'll put some glue around my flower. And then we're just going to attach it where it can attach to the mesh. You might have to hold it for a minute. Okay, make sure it stays in there really well. I'm going to go in and get this one. I'm going to cut it down a little bit. Same thing. I'm just going to add it to the leaves around the base. And then I'm going to stick that right where I want it. Come over here and do the same thing with this one. That's the good thing about pine and mesh. You can do one of 2 things. You could also, like if we know that there's not much to attach it to, like right here there's plenty. You just stick it to this pine, it'll stick right to those and stick. But if they don't, you don't have anything, you can take your pine pieces and make a little curl out of them, and I'll show you that in just a minute. You just kind of take it and you curl it. And then when you make a curl, you're going to stick your stem down inside of that. And we're going to use that in technique here in just a minute because we're going to have some smaller items to throw in there. But I'm going to go ahead and continue. These can pretty much stay by themselves. So I'm going to stick that behind. Let it grab hold of something. Go ahead and get this, cut the stem off a little bit. Let's do that one right here. It's already got one sticking out, so let's just make a little circle out of the greenery. Don't burn yourself, and you're just going to stick that right inside of that. And that's going to use, you're going to use that as your holder. It just makes a round circle with the greens, and then you just stick your stem right down inside of it. And we're going to do another one right here. whatever we decide to add in next. Okay, that same bush, you don't want to leave leftovers. Had some really cute stuff. I don't know if we want to use something like that inside the bow, but I think that's kind of cute. So use your leftover pieces here and there throughout the design. Let me move my pink up here. I don't want to cover up our sign too much. Okay, so I also gave you guys a list of these little peon. I think these are ranunculuses, and I love them. And these we can just put throughout. I'm not loving the stems, but they're kind of, the greens. Let's go ahead and get them stuck in there, and let's see if we like the greens, and if we don't, before we glue them, we can always take them out. So I've got one up there. I need something in this little area right here. I need something up here. Nope. I need something there. So again, I'm kind of just randomly finding some holes where I think something might look cute, or we might need something in its space. I'm gonna move that out of the way. Stick that down in there a little bit further. You can bring them out. If you're going to bring them out, bring them all out. If you're going to stick them down in there, then go ahead and stick them down in. Okay, I'm going to take this off. I have one more with a price tag on it. So all I'm doing is cutting them off, and I'm pushing these flowers up to the top, and I'm cutting it off, and I have one more piece. So if I have one more piece, it might be kind of cute to have something right up here. By the lamb. It's kind of cute. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull some stuff out. Get me some glue on them. Stick them back in where I had them. Try to remember, I'm going to twist something right there. Okay, this one's going right back in that little hole. Okay, got this one down here. Let's see if I can find us a limb to stick it in. I did. So I'm just making little random holes, and then that glue will grab hold, and then if we want to go back in, you can squeeze it after the glue dries. Let's make one right here. Just make a little circle, and that also helps you remember where you came out of. Stick it right down in there. It's kind of cute. Okay, I'm going to curl that piece right around. And stick it right down in there. And that is cute. Okay, let's go ahead and glue these pieces in, because I like them in the bow. They're not white like the bow, but they bring in this color of the lamb. I'll fluff that once that gets a little dry. Come back in and make sure your big flowers aren't going to fall. Show you guys what what we have. So do you see how the pine wreath base is going away? That you're not seeing a whole lot of it once you start getting done. If you wanted to really get technical, go back in and tuck the things in so you can't see them. Here and there they'll be poking out. I'm gonna poke some of these down inside here. But now I can decide, do I want to keep going? I got some of this Queen Anne's lace that was really pretty, but do we need more white? So this is how, when you purchase things, you don't know if you're gonna use them for that design. So it's always good to just have them, just in case. But do I wanna go back in with these? Because I'm loving these, and we could just squirt, we could just bring in that lovely color. And we've got to deal with his necklace. So let me see what I got. I've got these pink little flowers, little daisies that were left over from one of the bushes that I had. So I'm thinking that we could just glue some of those on him. That's what he had on his necklace in the first place. It was just a little. So we can stick one there. He's already got a little bit of the green, the lime green in his necklace. But isn't that cute? So you just, if you don't like something about an item, just take it off and fix it up yourself. If you had some more green, some more twigs, you could put twigs around his necklace and finish it out. He's got a purple one over here that doesn't really go with anything, but if I take it off, it takes off his neck too. So maybe I just cover it up with another flower and you won't notice. Okay. So I'm going to stick that back there. You don't see the purple so much. I can bring that right behind him. Okay, now that your inside's dry, go ahead and pull out all of your bows if you want to. We do have this, there's a whole deal of this bush left over. So I'm kind of liking these greens more than I liked the other ones that I had, the Queen Anne's laces. So I'm just going to push them all the way up to the top, cut them off. And then these are going to be for spacers where we didn't have something. So again, we're doing what we do whenever we design like a centerpiece. We're just looking for holes that could use a little bit of something in it. And this gives us, there's 4 pieces on this bush. But I have the bush left over and I don't want to just have pieces sitting around, so you might as well use them. Okay? Let's see what we've got back here. I don't have anything in this area down here. So I'm loving that. So just use the rest over of your bush. Sometimes when you're designing, you don't know exactly what you're going to use. You're going to come to the back. Once you come to the back, you're going to just clean things up. You can push stuff back inside. If you see this right here, it's got a stem that's just hanging there. I'm going to cut it off. This is moving around a little bit, but it's not coming out, so I'm not going to worry about that. Same with this. It's the other side of the sign, so I'm just going to turn it around. So you're just cleaning up the back of your wreath base. You don't have to add a wreath hanger on this if you don't want to, but it also has a wire ring, so if you wanted to add one of the ones that we add to the grapevine wreaths, you could do that also. Go ahead and cut off your, whatever you got back here in the back going. So you're just tucking everything in, finding it at home. I like where the sign placement is. You could even cut these off if you wanted to. But you can also just tuck them right back down inside so that you can't see. So it's finished. Your whole outside is finished. You're gonna have to go back in and fluff up your bows. Okay, let's figure out what we're gonna do with these that are hanging out down here. These I'm just going to cut at an angle, just like I did the ones on the top. And this is what we have. A sweet little, I don't know what part y'all can see. Hoping you can see all of it. I'm hoping that this doesn't cut off any of it, but I'm going to go ahead and take a picture so that you guys have a picture of the design. I'm going to go ahead and glue in those other pieces that I just put in, but that's pretty much it. We got our sweet little lamb. It's all about the lamb, not about the bunny. So when I go back in and attach everything, I'm going to make sure that my sign's not covered up. I can make these a little bit wider in a circle so that they don't, so they come up a little and then they don't cover up our sweet little sign. Because our sign is the most important thing. Okay, that's it. So we'll see you on, I don't know what day this week we'll do a live or if we'll do a live. Kind of depends on my situation at who's gonna watch the baby while I'm gone or hang out and help a little bit. Today, the daddy came home, my son came home, so he was there to hang out while I'm doing this video. So I may do a live or I may come on and just do a couple of pre-recorded videos here and there and just put them in here. So if there's anything that you guys want to see or anything that you want to design, please let me know so that I can figure out a way to design it for you. Okay, you guys have a great evening and we will see you soon. Bye-bye now.